it appears that some of the rehired, first fired, then rehired, then fired government employees who had been doged at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, have been getting notices from the government demanding money from them. Yes. I mean, imagine being yanked around like that on a roller coaster of you're hired, you're fired, you're rehired, you're fired, blah, blah, blah. And then getting a notice that, oh, by the way, you owe money. What? Now, the workers told NBC News that they have been receiving debt notices from the government saying that they must pay for healthcare coverage when they are employed, coverage which some of them said we didn't even actually have to begin with. 3 former employees shared some letters from June 16th titled Demand Notice for Payment, which alleged that the workers owed government money for healthcare premiums during their pay periods in which their healthcare plans had already expired. In fact, one person, Yale said Green, told NBC News she is a former special assistant in the agency's Office of Oceanic and Atmosphere Research. Quote, they're trying to bill me for health insurance after I was fired. I had no coverage. It's just more salt in the wound of how incompetent all of this has been. Well, look, if it's one thing that you can count on from the Trump regime, it's rank incompetence. Of course. Of course. Now, the letters went on to say that if the debt was not paid, then obviously you would be reported to a credit bureau, which would lower your credit score, which is really disastrous, especially in this country, where apparently you can't do anything without a good credit score anymore. Can't get a loan for a house, can't get a loan for a vehicle. Hell, in some place, you can't even get a job. I mean, there are jobs where you have to get a good credit score to even get that job, to even be considered for that position. And no, it doesn't mean that those jobs, you don't have to be working with money. It's not like you're working for a bank or anything like that. No, any job can use your credit score and say, oh, you got a bad credit score. I guess we can't give you that job. Well, how the hell are you supposed to fix your credit score if you can't get a job? It's so incredibly messed up and can do a ton of damage to a person, or again, with no fault of their own. No fault of their own at all. And so there you go. Yeah, can't rent a house or an apartment. Can't do anything without a decent credit score. And so, yes, this is an absolute existential threat to a lot of people over, again, bills that they don't actually owe, money that they don't actually owe after getting doged. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, Sarah Cooley, who was the NOAA's Ocean Acidification Program Director, was fired near the end of February, saying, quote, it's very gloomy and threatening language. Yeah, absolutely. Though, of course, not all employees had received a letter, but some of the ones who did are being charged hundreds of dollars. The Commerce Department had fired more than 600 probationary employees, which, by the way, these are just people who had not been there or who had been there less than 2 years. So you could transfer from other departments. You could have been working at one department for 14 years, transfer to a new one, suddenly you're a probationary employee. And then Trump gets into office, puts Elon Musk in to Doge, and you get doged, lose your job. And then on top of it, oh, by the way, you owe for health insurance that you actually didn't even have. Wow. So this is what happened to 600 probationary employees who were working at the NOAA during Musk's Doge cuts. Many of the fired workers were meteorologists, hurricane hunters, storm modelers, people that are important. Okay. In March, a San Francisco federal judge ruled that those probationary workers who had been laid off and worked for the government for less than a year had to be reinstated. The NOAA then placed those workers on administrative leave because of course, the same month, the Trump administration revealed that it would be rehiring 24,500 federal workers who had been doaged. But in April, the Supreme Court paused many of those reinstatements, and so the NOAA decided to fire people again. That's right. I mean, you want to talk about a roller coaster of bullshit. There it is. And of course, the cherry on top of that shit sandwich, or shit sundae, I should say, is now you got people that have to pay for health insurance that they didn't even have access to, like Sarah Green, who said that, hey, I didn't have access to these necessary health benefits when they should have been available to me while on administrative leave. In fact, Sarah Green said that she underwent surgery while on that leave, signing up for temporary continuation of coverage in order to pay for her health benefits. Yet, of course, the program, it didn't work. She didn't actually have coverage after all. She had discovered after her surgery that health coverage wasn't even active, which means she had to pay twice for health coverage that she hadn't even had received. In fact, she said, I'm getting letters demanding payment of more than $14,000 for my surgery. Not only did they not give us the coverage we paid for, now they're sending us debt notices for the coverage we didn't even have. I mean, just talk about being screwed from both ends. I mean, I would be absolutely livid. Livid. Now, another former employee, Sabrina Valenti, who used to work as a budget analyst at NOAA, said the frenzy to fire, rehire, and then refire employees has led to many mistakes on the part of the agency. Quote, I was fired 4 months ago. I still don't even have proof that I was fired. Wow. Just wow. Now, here's the thing. Maybe this could be considered good news. I don't know. Not a lot of this is good. However, according to NBC, after they had reached out to the agency's media affairs group for comment, probationary employees began receiving more notices from the NOAA. Here's one of them. Our office has been made aware that you may have received a debt notice from the National Finance Center. Please know that we are working with the NFC to resolve this. No action is needed from you right now. We'll keep you updated as we have more information. I can only hope that perhaps this will be rectified and the debts will be wiped out. That the $14,000, said Green, is purported to have to owe for her surgery. Hopefully that gets taken care of. Hopefully that gets paid, and that these people, these employees who've been jerked around since February, don't actually have to pay for the health insurance that they were not supposed to have. I hope that all of this gets fixed and that these people are not on the hook for the disastrous decisions of Doge. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.